Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Fessler, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Thursday, June 11th, as we march towards the half-year mark and a 250th anniversary of our country's founding. Let's get political. No, let's not. We had too much of that lately in the chat. On that note, let's go ahead and welcome in our audience. We've got a bunch of great stuff, hopefully, for us to talk about. And if not, the audience will be put on point to bring up some additional topics for us to get to if we run out, which isn't probably going to happen. On that note, let's go ahead and take a look and see who in the heck is in the audience. Wow, that Adderall worked pretty good. Holy cow. Participants, who in the heck we have out there? We have Amiga Rules in April. Good to see you, Aussie, along with Banana Bowie, Captain K's in the chat, along with Craig Smith and Critter 145. It's not Critter. Make it a little bit larger. It is Critter 145. We got D. Henderson, Firefly, Geraldine DeRazio, Ghost, and Tee-hee-hee Whoopee. Good to see you, my friend. We've got JJ, J-Cat Meow, Joey Spades, Kane Hart, Kane Northrop, and Kelly Bro with those piercing blue eyes. Good to see you, Kelly. We got Light Melinda. We like Dark Melinda, too. Lori G's out there, along with Lodius and Magnum and Metal Gaming 420, our resident Bogart, my friend. Yes, he does not share, but he likes to show it off on camera. We got Mighty Cheops, Nakrik, Glashit. I don't know, someone from Germany. Good to see you, my friend. Nightshade Giggle, One Planet, One's Feces. We got Phasewell. Good to see you again, my friend. Psychosomatic Attic Insane is out there, along with Randy Robert John Music. We got Rusty and Al. Scooby Dooby Gooby Stargazers in the chat, along with Steve Hines and Stephen Mateo. We got Supercharged, Land Cruiser, Super Unknown, Tamisha Bertrand, Teresa Loves Our President, The Truth Master, Wasteland Wonder, and Who Farted 420, along with Yellow Timing Tanker. How about that? Son of a bitch. Almost got to the end before we got there. Amazing how the Adderall just sped everything up so fast. I'm glad I have a prescription for stuff. It helps. On that note, let's go ahead and jump in the back and see who we have there. And I can say those three magic words. Daryl. How are you, my friend?
Oh my God, Daryl.
Mike.
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm sure Mike is out there somewhere, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Right here, Daryl.
There he is.
I even jumped into the wrong room here. So where in the hell are we? We're in the studio with chat. There we go. Got to get in the Seattle background. Feeling a little festive today. I actually went out and cut the grass for the first time in a while. It needed it. And there's a lot of dead grass. Must have bugs eating the roots again. But that's normal for Pacific Northwest. But then I got out the freaking pressure washer and had to clean the gutter fronts because the neighbors were complaining. Wasn't as clean as it should be. And then I had some grease coming out of the charbroiler fan that I tried to get off the building.
How did they complain? I'm just curious. How do they complain to you? Do they leave you a note or something?
Oh, they send pictures.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They send pictures. They have their little Nazi crew who comes around from their from their freaking vehicles and takes pictures, and then they write you up and they give you a certain amount of time to go ahead and correct what you've done improperly.
Jeez.
It's almost like the copyright police on YouTube, but no, we're dealing with it. Yeah, so my face is nice and red from working outside too much. Oh well. I wonder what else could cause that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, national security, Daryl.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers. Oh, wow, what a day. What a bunch of stuff we've got to cover today, I think. What the hell are we talking about? Oh, I was talking with Mike where he came up with the title for today's show, and if I could bring that up in front of me right now, you know, nothing like to have a frontal lobotomy, or is it the bottle in front of me?
Oh, yeah. I take the next one.
All right. CIA missing from UFO files. That's one of the ones we're going to have to cover. You know, the thing that's interesting about this, Mike, is that we've had an issue go on where Anna Polina Luna has come out and spoken graciously about her dear friend, the former OVNI, who is now in charge of the CIA, John Ratcliffe. And how he helped and how he's pointed her to everything, right? And how they were going to go ahead and, you know, get disclosure out. But if you look at all the UFO files and everything that's come out so far, we haven't gotten shit from the CIA. We haven't heard about the OGA, which is supposedly the Office of Global Access. Wasn't that used to, like, recover crashed UFOs?
Oh, absolutely. Christopher Sharp broke the story on that. And it was through the Office of Science and Technology of the CIA.
Right. I know. I thought it was the OGA.
Yeah, Office of Global Access, OGA.
Yeah.
But they are part of the Office of Science and Technology under the CIA.
Right.
And which Glenn Gaffney at the time that blocked the transfer of UAP materials to Bigelow, he was running the show back then, but they've always had a hand in this topic for the government, and it still seems to be ongoing.
Yeah, that seems to be how our government behaves.
Mm-hmm.
They never want to give us the facts on stuff, do they?
They don't, but it seems like Luna thinks that they're playing ball with her.
Yeah.
Which they're not. They're actually corrupting the ODNI and infiltrated the Directors Initiative group, the DIG, the DIG.
Yeah.
So they're not
and I've got a
playing
news
ball
clip
with anybody.
I've got a news clip on there, but we do have some breaking news that's come out. Apparently, the federal government and local authorities have gotten a tip on where to find Nancy Guthrie. Unfortunately, it's across the border right across the border in Mexico, and it's in a grave.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting their information from, but
it's being reported everywhere. Every news agency is covering this. They're bringing out the news. They're talking. This was actually first broke by, you guessed it, TMZ.
Of course, TMZ.
Yeah.
More tabloid news, yeah.
But, they've actually brought out a lot of... Hey, who was the first news agency to actually start getting Tim Burchett to say it's a cover-up?
TMZ?
TMZ, hell yeah.
They like those kind of headlines.
Yeah. So they're not, they're a bit tabloid, but, not as much as it used to be. Okay, now I need to go ahead and find my bookmarks if I get there. And if I can find Burleson. Should have a benchmark on this one. All right, so we've got a little clip here. Unfortunately, it's a shorter one. This is the full one, I think. Looks like the same dude. All right. So here we've got a full interview with Eric Burleson talking about the CIA files are noticeably absent and claims the FBI has videos of fiery glowing orbs. Wonder if these are the ones that are somewhat sentient. But don't forget, dogs are sentient. Octopuses are sentient. We're not saying they're as smart as a non-human intelligence, but then again, you never know. And more importantly, Mike, if we're talking about those sentient glowing orbs, are they free on their own as wild animals, or are they the pets of somebody?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right.
All right, so let's get this first video up for tonight, and we'll pause and we'll talk about it. And also thanks to Atlas Mystery for going ahead and capturing this and sharing it on X. So I don't need to see that part. Let's the post one more time. All right, there we go. Got to scroll it up. Let's bring it up. Let's get into the video presentation mode. All right, here you go, folks. Here I am in the corner as usual. I'm just missing that dunce cap. There we go, a little bit more. All right, let's get into it, and here we go.
Served our country. Eric Burleson, moments ago. He's on the forefront on the transparency push. Congressman Burleson, thanks for being back with us tonight. We appreciate it, sir. So let's start here. Who has these NDAs that you talk about, and why do they need to go?
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that have served our country. They've signed these non-disclosure agreements, meaning that they can't talk about subjects, and that's mostly a good thing. But when it comes to the topic of UFOs, UAPs, I think this is a topic that one has to question whether or not the intelligence or any kind of intelligence about intelligent life outside of this planet should be kept a secret. And so I think that the president has done an amazing job, and his administration is doing great work in releasing these files. But I think if they're going to get the answers that they're looking for, they're going to have to have people come forward. And a lot of these people have signed non-disclosure agreements.
Who are they? Who are they? Not with names, but sort of what kind of folks?
Hold on a second. Mike, do you see any reason why they shouldn't be bringing out the names of the people who are holding the information back? Because that's not classified, is it?
The gatekeepers, they probably hold very high positions.
Name them. Stop talking about them generically. Start calling them out. Make their life uncomfortable.
Oh, I agree with you on that. But there's a good possibility these people don't even know those names that are reporting on it.
Well, the reporters know, but Burleson probably knows. That's what I'm talking about. Bring out the names, Broadcast it everywhere.
Bring out your names.
Bring out
the dead. Yep. Monty Python at its best.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's people, whether they worked in the CIA, worked for the Department of War, under military intelligence, from all facets of intelligence. Anytime someone is briefed in on a topic that is of any kind of security level, they've signed a non-disclosure agreement.
You were there on the steps with your colleagues who have been sort of at the front line of this. And one of the things that got my attention was Congressman Jared Moskowitz, a Democrat from Florida, other side of the aisle politically, but fighting for all this alongside you. Here's what he said, and then we'll pick it up on the other side.
We know about these advanced technology programs. We know they come out of Area 51. They did when we went to kill Osama bin Laden with an advanced technology helicopter that Congress never funded. There's trillions of dollars missing at the Pentagon. Where does that money go?
That caught my attention, Congressman, and I know that Republicans have often talked about waste, fraud, and abuse, right? Especially, or even within
Waste,
the Pentagon. How do you sort of square, okay, maybe we're sort of mismanaging some money with the possibility that it's being used for UFOs or UAPs? Do you believe that that's where some of the money is going?
Yeah, I absolutely do. In fact, I just left a hearing. It's still going. It's the DOGE Subcommittee of Oversight, chaired by Representative Tim Burchett. And we had people from the Office of Inspector General. We were discussing the fact that the Department of War hasn't passed an audit ever, and they don't plan to until at least the year 2028, which is just totally unacceptable. We discussed the fact that there's times where they spent $1,500 on a coffee cup, and we've all heard about the expensive hammers and toilet seats that they buy. So where is that money actually going? And
hold on a second. The hammers and toilet seats that were overpriced. Wasn't that like back from the 80s, Daryl?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they used to talk about that on David Letterman when David Letterman was
No, we haven't heard about. I thought they cleaned all that shit up, Mike.
It goes back even further than that. They were doing this in the 70s. $4,000 toilet seats.
Yeah. But then again, Grush said he knows where the slush funds are, where they're spending billions of dollars per annum on fraudulent healthcare. No, they're spending billions of dollars per annum on keeping this thing locked up and quiet, and spending 90% of it on security and 10% of it on real research. So people ask, why? How do they keep it locked up and the quiet so good, Mike? Because they spend a lot of money to keep people shut up.
Yeah, 90%, I believe, of their budget goes for the security, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, the only gold-plated crappers we could possibly see would be in the president's domain. He loves
Probably.
gold.
Oh, he loves gold. Yep.
I wonder if it's a gold toilet that's also a bidet.
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question.
You never know.
The whole government process of making stuff is, it's well-intentioned, but it doesn't produce a very quick result. Everything's got to come from as many states in the United States as possible. You look at the Atlas rocket, that thing was made by like 47,000 different manufacturers from 47 states in the United States. I mean, how can you build something efficiently when you have to integrate all your shit from all these different
talking
places?
about Artemis?
Yeah,
and
Artemis,
the ULA debauchery that they've built, when you could actually have an entire platform built by one company, all the engineers in one place.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feat to go around the moon, but I mean, Elon Musk last year launched, I think it was 167 rockets. I mean, putting up a whole network of internet in space.
Not just an internet. There's also what do you call it? Skylinks up there. Which actually they have their own version of. What is the one again from Terminator?
Oh, Skylink.
No, Skynet. They do have there is everything up there currently for from SpaceX to have the if you want to call it commercial for everybody to use it. But there's another set of satellites they've been putting it up there for the same purpose, but it's only military. So yes, they're building their own Skynet at this point.
Oh,
when that goes ahead and links with XAI, and their robots, the Terminators.
Those trillions of dollars are going somewhere. And I mean, it's probably getting pumped right back into American businesses, and they don't even know it. But they're building shit that is just future stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you? You have all of the money in the world.
Yeah. Oh, quick thing. Someone says in the chat, defense minister in the UK just quit. Yeah, he went on the news this morning, and he basically threw Starmer under the bus and saying that we need to get proper funding for our military because we're in a bad shape and we need to be funded. We don't have enough funding coming in. And, he was forced to resign because he didn't toe the dialogue from the Labour Party that's in charge of the UK government out of 10 Downing Street.
Well, good. Hopefully he becomes a bigger agent outside the government.
Yes. He'll probably have to leave the country to make those statements, but I'm sure we'd be happy to have
so?
Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Pretty crazy.
And I think that that's what we were getting to the bottom of, is how do we really change the way we audit the Department of War and their expenditures to make sure that what they're purchasing is actually on the up and up.
I hear you.
Wait a minute. He's talking about the Department of Defense. They have failed their audit. What is it, like for 10 or 12 years in a row?
Or more.
They have over $21 trillion that's gone unaccounted for. So, Burleson, you want to get control over it. Maybe you don't pass the NDAA unless they balance their budget and tell you what's going on, or put something in the NDAA to require them to say, to be eligible for this funding, you need to tell us what it's being spent on, right?
Yeah, except for the really secret stuff that you don't want everybody to know.
Then it's
there are some things in regards to national defense that we'd love to be ahead of the game and not tell everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me leave you with this. The next release from the Department of War and the files, potentially here in the coming days. If there is a next release, what do you expect from it?
What I'm hoping that we see in the next release is more than blurry photos and videos from drones. I'm hoping that we get some archived information, some historical record documents. Particularly, what I've noticed is that the CIA is noticeably absent, the amount of material that is coming out of the CIA. So I would hope that we're seeing some action there, and also from the FBI. And I know that the FBI does have in its possession videos of some of these fiery glowing orbs that have been accounted for in those records. But I think the biggest smoking gun that has been released so far are the transcripts of the people that are U.S. persons, the senior intelligence officials that encountered glowing objects, glowing orbs. So and I've seen the videos that back that up.
Is it your belief then that the CIA is hiding something, or are you not willing to go there yet?
I'm not willing to go there, but I just think it's noticeable that of all the files that have been released, the Department of War has been aggressive in releasing their documents and their images and videos, but we're not getting that from the CIA yet. Hopefully, they will, they'll start performing better.
Congressman Eric Burleson, we'll talk to you again soon, as you know. Thanks for being with us tonight. Always appreciate you, sir.
You could see he didn't even believe what he was saying at the end. Hopefully they'll do better.
Oh, my fucking God. Really?
Dude, the whole thing, the CIA is clutching back files. They're literally
what
going
I hope
to the
is we get some more
grabbing the files back.
What I hope is I get some more historical documents. with the testimony of people who served our country to go ahead and tell us what they saw. What the fuck is that? Great, we can get some more words. We want fucking evidence. We want high definition video that was shot out of a B-52 that's like 19 minutes long, where you can go ahead and see the occupancy of the craft. That's the kind of shit we want. I mean, it's great to go through old documents and see what people were reporting back then, but it's just words. And if we want to get disclosure to really be adopted and really the general public to, buy into it, you need to give them some real freaking proof, because even those two schmucks, including the guy who looked like freaking Gonzo that was on from the House of Representatives, there was the gay guy and the guy who looked like Gonzo, and they were just talking about it back and forth. I'll have to find this video again and play it, but they were just like, they got briefed by Grush about the different alien thing, different races of aliens, and that we have sentient plasma and all these kinds of things. They don't believe any of it. They won't believe it. It's out of the Bible. No, not just that. But if they actually get proof, they want physical proof to believe this stuff.
Sorry, I knew that was going to happen.
Don't worry about it. Your dog's buying into this too.
Who knows? It's probably a rabbit. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, you were spot on with what you're saying. I'm sorry. Sorry again.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Mike, your thoughts on this one? It's just like, they keep on setting it up, but it's, if we get something tomorrow, it sounds like it's already going to be a shitstorm.
It is going to be a shitstorm, and we're not going to get anything. So whatever we do get has been watered down. We know that already. Everybody's bitching about it because they're frustrated. But if we get more drops, and we already know that we will be getting more drops, as they come out, if we get anything relevant, I think it'll start to be a step in the right direction moving forward. And we'll see.
That's what everybody wants. Okay. I mean, that's most people that you talk to that are not in our little community will tell you that they really haven't seen anything interesting. So right. Until you have, an alien that you can show on whatever show, alive or dead, I don't think you're going to get anybody to really, in the masses, you're not going to get a lot of people interested.
No, we're not.
Not until something concrete comes up. But Alice has her hand up, Thomas.
Yeah. Alice, go ahead, my dear lady.
Yeah, this reminded me of Donald Rumsfeld with the Department of Defense back in September 10th of 2001. Are you aware of what happened then?
Well,
Yellow cake uranium.
I don't remember. He was for Reagan, wasn't he?
Well, here's the
was he
quote.
Bush? He was
quote.
Bush, right?
I don't remember who he was. I just remember, because I'm not that politically minded, but he came on the day before 9/11 at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And he said, our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track 2.3 trillion in transactions. We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible. And the next day was 9/11.
Oh, the
Pentagon attack. And from that day
didn't
on,
Rumsfeld at that time also talk about, there was something though he was talking about the money or something in different places that he tied back to. So the crooked administration.
The thing is, the Department of Defense way back then, 2.3 trillion missing. You guys were talking about that about 5 minutes ago. And then all of a sudden the next day, all of the records are destroyed.
Oh, so, on Building 6.
That's right.
Still makes no sense why that building went. Interesting times.
Well, looks to me like it had records that nobody wanted to really get into.
Yeah, but at least these days things are a lot more connected. We have more somewhat modernized systems, and the information is available, and they can track that kind of stuff today. At least I would hope.
We don't know. I guess everybody thinks there's a lot missing.
Yeah, so I hear you. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, Mike, getting back to circling back on this, CIA, it's a cover-up organization. They're not playing along. They could have been going ahead and giving us the information all along, but they're telling us, oh, go look over here, go look over there, and hopefully maybe, you'll find something, and don't ask us for what we have because we're not going to give it to you is kind of what it more sounds like.
Right. Yeah, they've been, well, as Tim Burchett likes to say, covering this up for a very long time right now.
Yeah.
And nothing seems to be changing.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Let me get this over here, and I want to bring this around, and I'm going to go to this here, bring it. There we go. All right. I think this is a good point. Start a poll. Bring out Anna Polina. All right. Video full, Thomas guest. Let's have a survey, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do this. The survey is going to be there. How do I put this right? There, I guess. A UFO files drop is happening. Tomorrow. You're pissed. You could be a pissed upset or pissed drunk. Let's get to it. All right. We got a survey we're putting out for our audience. Where is this at? If I could find the pulsing logo. All right, folks, this is your opportunity to go ahead and say what you feel and what you think and whether or not we're going to get something out of this for the for disclosure. When is the next UFO drop going to happen? Is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen next week? Is it going to happen in 2 weeks? Or is it going to happen eventually and I'm pissed? Either you're pissed and you're upset or you're pissed and you're drunk, but you don't care either way. Mike, your thoughts?
Oh, eventually is the right answer. And I am pissed, as is everybody else. This can drag on. They haven't done it in a consistent manner. People don't know 1 week to the next if we're going to get anything or not. It's a really shitty way to be handling this.
Yeah. Faisal, you haven't been in the back for a while. I'm going to call on you because I can. Well, how would you vote on this? Tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks, or eventually? And I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah, I'm shout out to Thomas and Mike. Yeah, I'm pissed off too, man. And I'm with Mike on this one. Fuck yeah.
So you're saying it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be eventually. More than 2 weeks out. Because, talking with someone on the insider, a few weeks can mean anywhere from 2 to 7 fucking weeks.
Facts.
Yeah. Our audience. Well. Hey, Google, set a timer for 30 seconds. I should have done this earlier. All right, we got 30 seconds left for you to go ahead and vote, audience, with 92 votes in. Where is this going to go next? 21 seconds. Come on, people, vote. See if we can have 94 votes in. Can we get it up to at least 100 votes? That would be approximately, almost 25% of our audience. Almost have 400 people watching. By the way, folks, if you haven't subscribed yet or given us a thumbs up or thumbs down, please do so. We'd appreciate it. Seriously. All right, with just 1 second left, I am going to take a picture of this poll for posterity. There we go. Let me go ahead and end it. Okay, Google, stop. All right, here we go. Let's bring it up to final answers and turn off that wonderful sound effect. There you go. The audience has spoken. 60% of our audience at this point is saying we're going to get a UFO files drop eventually, and I'm pissed. Coming in second at 24% tomorrow. Then 9% for next week and 8% for 2 weeks. at least our audience is apprised on the situation. Daryl, do you think they're setting their expectations properly?
Yeah, well, I mean, 1 out of 4 people saying, I expect, how many people? Yeah, well, 1 out of 4 people.
60%. Yeah.
No, tomorrow, saying expecting the drop tomorrow.
Yeah, a quarter of them.
1 out of 4 people are saying yes.
Right.
I think that's very great. I mean, that's awesome. I'm in the eventually, and I'm pissed, meaning national security pissed. It's like,
right.
There you go. Edwin, your hand is up.
Go ahead, Ryan. Your mute button's on. There we go.
I don't know if you guys caught what I put in the text, but
we don't use the text during the show because it pops over the stuff, so have not paid attention to it at all.
Well, there's this one guy who's been meddling in the UFO field for a long time.
Stephen Greer?
Well, no, not DC Muscle Man.
Muscle Wolf.
Have you guys heard the name Dr. Ron Pandolfi?
I've heard of Pandolfi in the past.
Yeah.
He's been meddling in this field since he left office. He was a former director of science and technology. You know, I think the secrets. I think it was during.
Not during. Or who was he director of science and technology for?
I believe it was Clinton and.
Which agency, Ryan?
Anyway, his name has always popped up as somebody who's always been meddling in ufology ever since he's not even employed by the government anymore. He's always been involved with meddling around in ufology. If you ask Rick Doty, I think he'd tell you exactly who he is. If you look him up, this guy has got his hands dirty.
Yeah, anyone who tells me to look up someone I'm talking about, that's okay. Usually it's the person who brings up the person, they have the information and they want to share. But cool, we'll look up Ron Pandolfi in the future, and maybe if you want to bring it forward, that'd be cool.
I'm wondering if, I don't have any evidence of this, but when Tim Burchett talks about a guy in a man bun, I almost wonder if this is who he's talking about.
Oh, hell no. He's talking about a young guy in his 20s or 30s with a man bun. He's not talking about some ancient dude with a man bun.
Well, anyway, this guy, Gary Beckham, wrote a book called Spies, Lies, and Polygraph Tape about this group of people, these former intelligence officials that have been meddling in the UFO field since Clinton. So, like, you know, this one witnessed something suspicious at NASA, and he shows up and starts harassing them. And I don't know, it's a lot of hearsay, but you got to look into that name. He's still around, and I don't know how he's involved, but anyway.
Well, you may want to research it a bit more and bring it forward. That'd be cool. Thanks, Edwin. I appreciate it.
If they don't release the files tomorrow, maybe they'll release them next week.
A few weeks can be anywhere from 2 to 7. Elizondo said up to 7 weeks is a few based on the way the government works. So hopefully tomorrow, but if not, eventually, because the government said they're going to be having a regular ongoing disclosure moving forward. So it's not like we're going to get 1 or 2 and we're done. They're saying it's an ongoing effort. Does that make sense, Mike?
Well, I think you guys would agree that
it does to me, yeah.
The CIA's Science and Technology Division, I think you guys would agree, those are the ones that have their hands all over this. Would you guys agree with that?
Why do you think I brought up the CIA earlier today with regards to one of the top things we're talking about? Because they're not playing along. They've been in charge of a lot of the crash retrieval and reverse engineering efforts. They were created right after Roswell happened. So of course the CIA has been involved with it. And so that's why we're talking about it. But I appreciate you bringing that forward, Mike. Yeah. If we take a look at this, you got Speaker Mike Johnson was bringing out, we have that FISA, that would basically gives the FISA laws that they put in place right after 9/11, which basically gives the United States government the unfettered access to go ahead and put wiretaps and get information from anybody without any, real urgency or need.
Yeah, the rubber stamp court, the FISA court.
So we had 199 Democrats voted against what? Let me abridge this. 199 Democrats and 19 Republicans voted against a clean 3-week extension of the FISA national security law for political purposes. No, it's not political purposes. They have the ability for unfettered spying on the people of the citizens of the United States that was put in place back when we had, right after 9/11, that's probably not necessary to that level at this point. So thank God the Democrats are voting against it. Thank God 19 Republicans went along with it, because those laws should be shut down. What do you think, Mike?
Oh, my God. This has been going on 25 years, since 9/11, when they instituted the Patriot Act and told everybody back then, oh, don't worry. This is only for terrorists to this country, foreign adversaries.
No, but they used FISA. Didn't they use that to go ahead and spy on the Trump administration?
They did, but the point was, when they first proposed the Patriot Act back in 2001, they told the American citizens that they will not be included in targeting of the Patriot Act against individuals, because they're only looking for foreign adversaries that want to attack this country, and they would never use, if this law is approved, it against U.S. citizens, which was a lie, and we found that out when Edward Snowden came forward. So for 25 years, what they were able to do with this, including with the FISA court, is strip U.S. citizens' rights under the Constitution.
Yeah.
And continue to do that for a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
It's about fucking time that somebody in the government took a stand to bring this legislation down.
And this schmuck said when the bill went down, they applauded. They are willing to jeopardize the safety and security of the American people to make a cheap political point. No, it's called our Constitution. It's called the way the federal government is supposed to behave. And this law gave them too much leeway and too much power. And this is about going and pulling them back to where they belong. I got a little clip here of Mike Johnson, the shortest man in the room, going ahead and talking about this. Let's play this clip.
Before you do, real quick, I just want to remind the audience of who it is that we're talking about right now. That schmuck, Mike Johnson, was the one that, when he became Speaker of the House, he wanted to make sure that there would never be a UAP task force in Congress. He swore that he would never allow or approve something like that when it was first proposed by the UAP caucus in Congress. And I believe Matt Gaetz at the time was looking to run it.
Well, who farted? 420 says the if the Patriot Act is about national security.
The fuck it is.
Hold on. Let me turn this on. The Patriot Act is about national security, and if you disagree, you're probably a Kamala Harris voter. Oh, fuck no. We didn't vote for Kamala ever. Never. And I didn't vote for Biden except once in a primary to keep Bernie from getting the nomination, but I've never voted for any of those schmucks to that degree. And no, the Patriot Act was put in place for a specific time and place. And the laws that were put in place for the Patriot Act, they want to call it a Patriot Act. No, it's called the erosion of the rights and the livelihood of the citizens of this country, turning us into a national security state that even Richard Dolan agreed with last night wholeheartedly. And that's where we lived. If you want to live in more of a national security state, go live in Europe. Go someplace else.
Go to England.
Yeah.
They're doing very well over there.
Up in Canada.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
You want to give your rights away? Go right ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's joking, but anyway. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if the American people just saw what happened on the floor, but it is shameful and it is very, very dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're dangerous.
Schmuck.
Let me just tell you what's happened here. Today, we just offered a simple, clean 3-week extension of the FISA national security law. The Democrats, 100...
Uh-oh. Daryl, are you there? Is your drink refilled? We just said national security. They're going to say it a bunch of times.
99 of them voted against a clean 3-week extension for political purposes. And when the bill went down, they applauded.
Yes.
They applauded it. That record and that video is going to live in infamy. I pray that we do not have a serious calamity on our shores over the next few weeks. We have done everything we possibly can. House Republicans are trying to govern. We're trying to keep the American people safe.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that 19 of your own party voted against you, you little schmuck.
Right. On April 29th, we passed a 3-year extension of the FISA national security law. It has been sitting over in the Senate, and because the Democrats in the Senate are playing political games as well, they're unable to pass.
No, they're not going to pass it because they don't go along with it. So, Mike, there's been a shit ton of stuff that's been passed in the House of Representatives that even the Republican leadership that they have over in the Senate will not bring it up and pass it because there's a difference in the Republicans in the House versus
and the Senate. We have 100 senators and 435 members of the House. So there's a big difference as far as their constituents and the authority that they have.
No,
plus they know
Go ahead.
It's unconstitutional, and they're trying to strike it down. Good for them. And we know that Speaker Mike Johnson is not pro-disclosure. Dead set against it. He's blocked it every chance of the way. So fuck him.
So we did everything
and the whore he rode in on
within our power to try to ensure that this statute does not expire, and the Democrats are using it as a political hostage. Now, this is their custom in the 119th Congress. This is what Democrats do right now. You will remember that earlier this year, they took the Department of Homeland Security, two of its most important agencies, and turned those into hostages. They shut down the government. They shut down TSA agents and border security and cyber security capabilities and the Coast Guard. Why? Because they were insistent that we no longer secure the national border. They wanted to give $0 to that. And they were insistent that we do not continue to remove criminal, illegal aliens.
Which has nothing to do with FISA at all. So bring it on, Mike.
From American communities.
That's why we're in the center.
We are in the center.
We're independents.
Right.
And we don't play the games either side likes to play.
That's correct. You're absolutely right. We're an advocate for a third party.
We're an advocate for our country. How about that? Fuck the party system. We vote for who we see, and we support who we like.
Somebody that will do the right thing, as opposed to the wrong thing. Or partisan politics, which we don't agree with.
Yeah, fake FISA warrants were used against the Trump administration during the Russia collusion hoax. Right, exactly. Shut it down. Even the Democrats who use this, Mike, to go after Trump, even they don't want it. Right. When they abused it.
Right. That's absolutely right. So this is all partisan politics bullshit that's coming out, and they're trying to make a name. Besides, the midterm elections are coming up. So these people are trying to, advertise their brand to the American public.
Yeah.
American people say. That is what the current Democrat Party stands for in Washington. They are willing to jeopardize the safety and the security of the American people to make a cheap political point. Now, Hakeem Jeffries is a Democrat leader in the House. They put out a statement this morning saying that what is their reason? What is their excuse for this? Their excuse is that they're upset about a very temporary appointment that the President of the United States has already said would be very temporary in nature while he searches for and selects a new director of national intelligence. That is an important process that takes some time and thought.
And he already selected it, Mike. It's not going to take some time. He kicked out the person's name today, didn't he? Apparently, yes, Mike Johnson didn't get the memo.
No, he did not. And as far as him saying that TSA agents were shut down and Homeland Security was shut down, no. I have family in the TSA, and I can tell you that they worked.
They worked without pay, and then they had the National Guard come in and help them out.
Yeah, but eventually they did get paid, and they knew they were going to get paid, so they went to work, all of them. It's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing was shut down.
Well, a little bit more backups at the airports, but let's move on from that.
Thought and deliberation, and the President of the United States has the right, the ability, the responsibility, the duty to do that well. He has a lot going on right now, as we all know, and the President is deliberate about that. I spoke with him less than an hour ago about it. He is very close to a decision, and the Democrats know that. but they see this as a political moment that they can somehow score political points. It is detestable. It is dangerous. It is going to jeopardize the safety and security of the American people. We all know what's going on around the country right now. We're hosting the World Cup, FIFA. We have big soccer matches all around the country, 11 cities around America. We have the America 250, Freedom 250 events going on here in the Capitol and all around the country. There are large sporting events, local communities. Those things are in jeopardy right now because the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act is exactly what the name implies. It is how we monitor terrorists who are plotting and planning dangerous events in the country, in our homeland. The reason we have not had a mass casualty event like 9/11 since that great tragedy is because we have this statute. And today, the Democrats...
Yeah, but the only thing we've had, Mike, is repeated mass shootings in schools.
Right.
And they haven't done anything about that, have they?
No, but let me remind everybody that the NSA is still covered under the Patriot Act, and they have full surveillance over everyone and everything. So nothing has been shut down.
No.
No, not at all.
That's true.
The House just voted it down. 199 of them voted against it. And
199 plus 19 Republicans.
They applauded. They applauded.
Yeah, because they fucking shot your shit down, Mike.
When the statue went down. I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. Thank God there are some people with some common sense out there.
Right. They shoot down legislation that's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
He really is a schmuck.
Oh, yeah. Now, Mike, this is a story that you sent to me at 11:41 last night after last night's show. And I'm going to let you talk on this one. So we have Uri Geller and who?
Chaim Eshed, the head of the former Israeli space program.
Do they actually launch things into space, or is it just a figure role?
No, he was involved. He's a professor. He's educated. He was developing the satellite systems for the Israeli government and putting them up in space. So he's legitimate as far as his credentials. But he came out a few years ago and started talking about it after his retirement, about the Galactic Federation and how the U.S. and the Israeli government have an agreement with them and work side by side with advanced alien civilizations around this planet. And then he disappeared. Nothing further. He had a book that he was going to be putting out there, but that was it. And then it was silence for a number of years until he recently came back out. And I think we have a video clip about that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do. I'm having fun with the chat, too. Had to tell someone to go lick some camel ass.
There we go.
WhatsApps, social media, asking me the question, what happened to Chaim Eshed? Why did he disappear with such mind-blowing knowledge? I mean, the aliens, the Galactic Federation. Chaim is here. He's my friend. And I pose this question to Chaim, and he will explain you why suddenly you didn't hear from him. Go ahead.
My understanding was that when the black man visited me, and when I say black man, it's those that I didn't know, couldn't find anywhere, and they came to my apartment, didn't know how they knew my address, and tried to inquire me on the edges of, let's say, nuclear physics and other things that they know. I had a past dealing with it. And I tried to say that I'm not going to involve with it until I'll make a confirmation with my brother, Uri Geller.
Just so they will understand your background, just give us 30 seconds of who you are and what background you come from.
Okay. I came from the special units in the Army. And there we had to find the solutions that are unusual so we can penetrate places and make all kinds of transmissions that will be undescribable by anybody, like the quantum, but also other more advanced things. So what I want to do now is find a solution with my friend Uri Geller and make the contact together. He has a better explanation to the world. I feel that I have a mission to come out when humanity is ready, and it's not yet. But I believe the work that I do...
Hold on a second. He's saying humanity is not ready for disclosure yet. Mike, that means humanity is never going to be ready for disclosure.
Right.
You know, but things have happened and changed in the United States since 2004 when they were looking at the JSOC and they were going and trying to determine whether or not they should bring out UFO disclosure. This was shortly after the incident that happened with the Tic Tacs and other thing that was going on. And there was like a panel of 27, 30 people that went out there and they decided, well, you know, we can't bring out disclosure right now because the world can't handle it. I think in those 20 years plus years since it's passed, said Mike, we're actually at a point where we can handle the truth.
Oh, well, Lou Elizondo has said that publicly for a while now. The American public and the world at large, we can handle the truth. There's no reason to keep it a secret anymore. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
He's old.
Yeah, he's very old.
And at least,
very old.
See where it goes.
Besides being scientific, my references are semi-scientific from many countries, and you cannot say they don't exist.
Question, what is your rank in the Israeli army? Tell everyone.
I was in the military army, a brigadier general. I was consultant to the, let's say, the national community on information, and I was connected to the important unit that could survey the world in a non-different means.
Methods.
Yeah.
Also,
wait a second, Mike. The credentials that he was said to have posed in the past, being like the director of the space shit coming from Israel, he didn't say that at all, did he?
But he was.
But
those are his credentials.
They just asked him what his role was.
Yeah, he was a brigadier general in the Israeli army.
They didn't say where. It was more like for information sharing and other kinds of stuff. Nothing about space, nothing about that kind of stuff of what he was held up to before, which either means, well, which could mean he's too old, too senile to remember.
That's true, because when he came out years ago, it was public knowledge that he was involved with putting satellites up for the Israeli military, and the communications that he's talking about had to do with quantum communications, which was encryption, so that when you communicate from Earth to the satellites above in low Earth orbit, those signals can't be hacked into by foreign adversaries. And that was the kind of work that he was doing back then. But like you just pointed out, he either forgot that or doesn't remember or is choosing not to discuss that.
Or maybe he wasn't in those roles in the first place.
Well, it's a matter of public record that was the work that he was doing back at the time he was working.
Was that put out by the Israeli government or by him?
Israeli government.
Okay. Let's continue on. Here we go.
you all want to know about the Galactic Federation. We tell you, both of us, yes, they do exist. The world is not ready for them. Some people around the world, not a lot, some people know about the Galactic Federation, and we're working on how to present them to the world. Again, it'll be like I said before, an atomic tsunami once the revelations come, and once the aliens will be there physically to touch, and hopefully they will gift us their knowledge and stop the wars around the world, eradicate nuclear bombs that are aiming to kill us all. So we're together. I love this man. He's
same.
Toda, and we love you all too. Thank you for listening to us.
I don't feel any better before this than after this.
No, you shouldn't. This is a credibility killer, if you ask me, for him coming out
for
now.
2 people there.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not a good look.
It doesn't.
Listen, let me remind you that Paul Hellyer was the Secretary of Defense for the Canadian government. And when he got old as dirt and retired, he made public statements about this and similar things, but they called his mental acuity into question at that point because of his age. It seems like we may have a similar issue going on now with Brigadier General Chaim Hushed.
Yeah.
So it's not a good look, and it doesn't help this this topic move forward with what he's putting
I can
out
bring
there.
about Canada's saying. All right, Edwin, our resident believer in the back, what say you?
But I don't know. Did you guys know that Uri Geller claims that Werner von Braun one time, while Uri Geller was working with the CIA and the Mossad, Werner von Braun showed him the bodies?
No, he reportedly showed, Werner von Braun showed Uri Geller the bodies, yes, at Goddard Space Center.
And Uri Geller, during the drone flap, he went over in his museum into this drawer, and he says, I took pictures of it. Here's the negatives, here's the pictures of the bodies. But he put his hand over it and wouldn't show them. If he has proof that he was shown the bodies and he has pictures of them, why doesn't he release them? Do you have to pay to go into his museum to see them? Or I don't know. It's I call bullshit.
It's the same thing when we were talking about Corbell yesterday. That if you have the information, stop fucking bragging about it and bring it out and spill it. You're an investigative reporter, Jeremy. Bring out the truth and share it with people. Stop going ahead and trying to create this anticipation that we're all going to get let down by.
Or make it a pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
And let me make a point about one of the last things that Chaim Hushed said. He said that the Galactic Federation is going to eradicate all of the nuclear weapons on Earth. No, they're not. Back in 1967, they showed us that they can turn them off, turn them on, and have control over them. They don't need to eradicate anything.
Yeah, Mike, that stuff happened, but did they stop us when we went and blew off and dropped 2 nuclear bombs on Japan? Did they stop the human race from blowing off almost 2,700 nuclear warheads on this planet? Did they stop any of those?
Did they stop Japan getting bombed not once but twice?
That's what I brought up.
Yeah.
Did they stop any of the mass genocides that were going on in Germany? How about
any of the wars that we've had?
How about the famines in Africa? How about the massive tidal wave that took all those people off in the Indian Ocean? They don't intervene. They watch.
Yep. They have their own agenda, and it certainly has nothing to do with our agenda.
Alice?
I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get off here. I'm taking up too much time, but I do respect the Sheed. I do respect him for his knowledge and his, coming in at least speaking. But the Galactic Federation to me has always seemed like a big fantasy to me.
Seems like bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, circle of love and light, and aroma therapy and all this kind of stuff.
Sounds like a Spielberg movie, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, you guys take it easy.
Take care, Edwin. Have a good one. All right. Alice, your hand is up.
Yeah, did you guys say that there were some instances that you think ET possibly could have intervened? I know, Thomas, you were saying there's a lot that haven't, but is there any evidence or speculation that they have intervened in the past?
No. Not that
None at all.
Okay. They've done certain things during non-war time. Supposedly they turned off the nuclear warheads in the United States, and then in Russia, actually in the Ukraine part of Russia, they actually started the countdown sequence without the, if you want to call it, the keys being turned to go ahead and make this thing happen. So they've scared us, but as far as have they intervened in anything that's been going on? No.
I was just thinking if they had, that maybe possibly they only intervene in things that would affect them in some way.
Will affect the planet that they own, yeah. Potentially.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate that. All right, is the next one, we've got this. Adam Frank, my take on the UAP stuff, and Gary Nolan doesn't like what he has to say on that note. Let's go ahead and get into this one. Let's play it on, Tim Cook is back on CNN again. Let's play.
I thought he retired.
Yeah, I know. He did. Let's get to it.
Now, take a look at this. It's part of the second batch of the Pentagon's UFO files released today. That's an unidentified object zigzagging in the sky somewhere over Europe in August of 2022. Check this out as well. For the first time, we are seeing the moment an Air Force fighter jet crew shot down that Chinese weather balloon over Lake Huron back in February 2023. Joining me now is astrophysicist Adam Frank, author of The Little Book of Aliens. Professor Frank, appreciate you being with us.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is he again?
Adam Frank, author of The Little Book of...
Oh, look. It's another guy, another schmuck pushing a book.
Of Aliens.
Right.
Professor Frank, appreciate you being with us. Do you see anything in these new images that particularly interest you, or in any of the images that have been released so far?
Yeah, Anderson, as a scientist who spent a good chunk of my life really interested in the life in the universe, sadly, I don't see anything in these that really isn't the kind of thing we've seen for 70 years, really, with UFOs. They are all fuzzy blob photos and unverifiable personal testimony, which is unfortunately the worst kind of evidence that there is. So, if you really want some kind of scientific hold on whether or not we're being visited, these don't do anything in terms of that. And it's really kind of more of the same. And I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping, given the testimony that we've heard in those congressional hearings, that there was going to be something with a little more teeth in it, like maybe aliens.
All right, really quick. So this is a schmuck going off on these things. If I get into it, I don't want to hear the rest of it for obvious reasons. The guy's a schmuck. This is Gary Nolan responding to him today, saying, Adam, you're giggling, smirking, and saying maybe we should see some aliens after the testimony, paraphrasing you, is beneath your academic station. Does that pass for professional and University of Rochester? I expected better from you. Or is this just about hawking a book like Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Oh, God.
Yes, coming in from Marik von Rennenkampff, going to Adam Frank 4. Did you consider sharply refined IR image of a round, potentially spherical UAP maneuvering through the clouds to be a fuzzy blob? Ex-Arrowhead Kirkpatrick said, quote, we see metallic orbs all over the world making very interesting and apparent maneuvers. So this is just another guy who's out there trying to push his narrative and to try and sell his books to the people who are watching. Let's get it back a little bit. From the less than fortunate CNN, The Little Book of Aliens. You know why it's little? Because he couldn't find any, Daryl.
Right.
Yeah.
I like ex-Arrowhead. I never heard it put that way.
Yeah.
Ex-Arrowhead.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But Gary Nolan goes and sinks himself. The person I respect so far in writing a book is Professor Avi Loeb. He takes a serious approach to the matter.
No,
I'm honestly going to buy Neil deGrasse Tyson's and Professor Frank's books and read them on an upcoming vacation. I'll be interested to see how they pitch their ideas. Oh, my God, no. Yeah. All right. So we talked about Nancy Guthrie. All right, this is interesting. Let me get this up here. This is huge news for the alternative or AHI victim community. These are the people that have had like the anomalous health incidents, like Havana syndrome. They've been affected. These flawed and fraudulent manufactured intense community assessments have caused significant harm to some of our nation's bravest. ICA carries a great deal of weight, particularly when declassified as part of a public messaging effort that was done within the AHI ICA. More importantly, it came from the CIA. What are we talking about? The anomalous health incidents like Havana syndrome. Tulsi Gabbard, before she gets the heck out of there, she has taken their 2 papers, or if you want to call it, she has directed the National Security Intelligence Council to rescind 2 prior intelligence community assessments, ICAs, 1 and 2, due to the ICAs failing to meet the established intelligence community's analytic standards in reference A. This recall aligns with the requirements and procedures under reference B. So, long story short, their initial assessments, Daryl, that they've put out there about these anomalous health incidents, they're throwing them out. They're saying those papers were wrong, they're bullshit, and we're going to take your assessments on these and throw them into the shredder. Basically saying the CIA cannot be trusted on bringing out the truth on these anomalous health incidents. Does that surprise you at all? I'm actually surprised. How would I put this? I'm not surprised that their stuff is bullshit. I'm surprised gratefully that their assessments have been thrown out and basically disregarded. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
yeah, Thomas, absolutely. I mean,
that's what's happening. To be surprised by what the CIA is doing. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised every day what they're doing.
Oh, I know. Alice, your hand is up, my dear lady.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was an accident, Thomas.
Oh.
Or it was up from the last time. Excuse me.
No, it's a new one. You're excused. Just wipe.
Sorry.
It was an accident.
All right, let's get out of this one. Let's see what else have here. All right.
First time.
I have to bring this up because there are channels out there like Space Radio that really get into Bigfoot. We don't cover Bigfoot here at all for an obvious reason. Man displays preserved Bigfoot corpse in his possession, and people can't believe what they're seeing. Not a footprint, not a blurry photo, not a story from a friend, the alleged Bigfoot body. The man in the video claims the specimen has been preserved for decades and subjected to testing over the years, but we're not going to share any of those results, folks, because we can't. It's top secret. And he says the results revealed something highly unusual. He claims researchers found the creature did not have an iron-rich blood like humans. It has a copper-rich blood. He points to green discoloration around the eyes and gums and says it's similar to the patina that forms around oxidized copper. He also claims the specimen displays unusual magnetic properties. His conclusion? It wasn't an undiscovered animal. It wasn't even from Earth. Okay, I got to turn off the chat so everyone can see this one. Sorry, chat. You'll be back in a minute. Let me go ahead and show this interesting video, and let me refill my national. Look how short it is.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, and shows the physical proof. He reels it out. Well, this is what we want to do with the aliens, but not necessarily like that.
They have a copper-rich blood. Yes, testing has been done. The first time testing was done in the 70s by the DuPont Corporation. My father did not trust John DuPont and got the specimens back. When he got them back, my father, I heard him talking on the phone, and he said, they do not have iron in their blood, they have copper. It's not an iron-rich blood in this creature, it's copper-rich. It is not a mammal, and I do not believe that these are from the Earth. I believe that they're an interdimensional creature. If you look at the mouth, there's like a green patina. Also around the eyes, you can see a green patina. That is because they have a copper-rich blood, not iron-rich. They all have magnetism, too. They all have varying amounts of iron on them. And 3, if you look at around their eyes and their gums, you can see a patina like you would see on copper. They have a copper-rich blood, not iron-rich. When I think about that, and when I first found this out, I instantly thought about magnets and copper. What do you come up with? Electricity.
Ended too early. Sorry about that.
So he's saying that they're octopi, because octopi have copper in their blood. So he's making a comparison to a species that's already here in the oceans on Earth.
Right.
He sounds like a schmuck to me.
I left my straw. God damn it! I left my national security straw upstairs.
Yeah. It's all right.
All right. All right.
So this is the reason we don't touch the Bigfoot subject at all.
All right. Well, breaking news. Breaking news. We have, looks like Jesse Michaels has gone down to Brazil to talk to someone who's running for president in Brazil. And apparently they've got a bunch of UFO files that they're going to talk about, Mike, but they're not going to give us any proof of them whatsoever.
Oh, sure. Why not? More bullshit.
More talking heads.
Yeah.
What do you think about this case?
You know that event created a celebrity in Brazil. Its name is the Varginha ET. Nobody saw the Varginha ET, but everyone knows about the ET. By the way,
everyone knows about vaginas.
This phenomenon, the Varginha ET, became a national phenomenon. In fact, sometimes people will kind of poke fun at it. They'll joke around about when someone becomes a celebrity or famous, they say that they're more famous than the Varginha ET. Now, even if the ET itself were documented, and also documented both by the military and in the field of health, the medical field, the testimonials, if not all of them, but most of them, are publicly well known, disclosed.
We're talking about testimony from doctors like Dr. Italo Venturelli, a chief neurosurgeon from Hospital Regional. By his own account...
Oh, no. That's Hospital Regional. Such a high class.
A chief neurosurgeon from Hospital Regional.
So why do they show something that's like 3D?
His own account, he showed up to work like it was any other day. His colleague, another neurosurgeon named Dr. Marcos Vinicius, pulled him aside. At first, he showed Venturelli a tape, grainy footage of what looked like a small child with a deformity getting patched up after a procedure. But then Marcos Vinicius insisted that Italo see his patient in person. He brings Italo into the room, where he came face to face with the being for 4 entire minutes.
He was just lying there with a surgical drape. One hand in and the other out, like this. Nothing here, and it's peaceful. The bed positioned upright, like we do for neurological patients.
Eventually, the reality sunk in that this patient wasn't human.
He had arms, he had a chest. Hal's wife asked if he had nipples. I didn't see nipples. I didn't see a nipple lying there like that. Neck, very small mouth. The eyes, like this, as if they were drops. Like that. Lilac. And very peaceful. There was no suffering there, no suffering at all. There was no bad smell, no odor, no nervousness, nothing diabolical. A very angelic kind of being, totally at peace.
Very angelic. Why do they always have to bring in stuff that pulls this shit back to religion?
Because it's the only thing that they can use to get the public's attention, so they want to make it religious.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything there, Dr. Lee.
No.
He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So another one. Well, Interstellar says this is the face of the gray alien from Dr. Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. Should we show it?
Yeah.
The picture?
Yeah.
There you go. Looks like looks like an old grandmother without wearing like a hair thing.
Yeah, it looks like some of the creatures that were in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Reminds me of some of the creatures I see on those police videos too.
The only difference is I believe it was much younger, 50 years ago in Close Encounters. Looks like it aged.
Like
It got a lot older.
Like Maxine Waters, E.T.
Yeah. Just as beautiful. Sexy.
Yes, now rumor has it that two senators who could push UFO disclosure over the line, coming from Christopher Sharp at the Liberation Times. He's talking about Senator Schumer and Rounds. You know what, Mike? They aren't going to push disclosure over the line. They could have done it the last 3 years, and what have they done? They haven't done shit. They bring the bill forward, it gets out there. They don't go ahead and rally their troops like Susan Collins and all the other ones who could potentially get it there, and they don't. And it just freaking dies on the vine. Dies on the fucking vine.
Right. Yeah. So they're going to push nothing over the line, as we've seen clearly this entire time.
Yeah. Oh, what a problem.
Pretty self-explanatory, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. Well, back to Jesse Michaels again. He's got a little interview clip here with Jeremy Corbell. Muscle Mary himself coming out and talking about an episode that's out now. But Jeremy here is talking about Matthew, that the FBI is investigating Matthew Sullivan's death. And he was someone who he was a scientist in the DOE, wasn't he?
He was. And according to David Grush, who spoke recently at a press conference on Capitol Hill, was very clear that Matthew Sullivan was actually hands-on in a legacy crash retrieval and reverse engineering program for the government.
That's true. And no, we can't trust Schmuck Schumer, not even to make a freaking hamburger or cheeseburger for that matter. Moose, what are you doing? Hold on. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, Brian Pemble just said that he wants a pack of Marlboro Lights like we got yesterday when Richard was on the show with us. But anyway, getting back to this, the Matthew Sullivan's death was ruled to be something that is not open for investigation. It wasn't under suspicious circumstances. They claimed he died of natural causes, and they ruled on it. So as far as the FBI now having an investigation into his death years ago, I'd need to see proof of that because I don't think it's accurate. It's probably not. Brian, welcome in the back. Did you get your pack of Marlboro Lights?
Yeah, I did. I remember to turn my mic off this time.
Good.
But I do want to reiterate that when we had that colloquy, and I know we brought this up yesterday, between Schumer and Rounds, that they're only doing that for their own political gain. So what they do is they bring it up, it goes to committee, it gets negotiated away, they get some special briefings in the back that we're not privy to, and that's how they gain more and more political power. So I whether you're Republican or Democrat, I don't trust Schumer or Rounds. They were both expanding their political power there. I hate to say.
No, you're absolutely right. We talked about this yesterday, Brian. It's called political horse trading in Washington, D.C. They will take a topic like this for disclosure. They will post legislation on it. And then in the back, when they go to negotiate, they will trade it for items that they want to get passed that helps their constituents. So they do this type of horse trading in D.C. since the country was formed, and it hasn't changed one bit from then to now. They're still doing it, and it was obvious that they traded off the UAPDA for belly spending that was included in the NDAA for the last 3 years in a row. And it's a game that they played, right? And this is what we see, Brian. We talk about this.
Yep, 100%. That's why they include it on the NDA so they can negotiate or horse trade it off. You're exactly right, Mike. And I think we called this out years ago. What I'm hoping to see is a clean bill, which was never introduced, which we were promised that a clean bill would be introduced in the Senate. Never happened. I do believe that Burchett is setting up a discharge petition with his little short bill. I guess that has yet to be seen. But, I mean, they could easily, Schumer or Rounds could have introduced a clean bill in the Senate. And they never did.
They could, right. But also,
they never believed in it.
You just had the NDAA being passed in the House of Representatives. There were 59 people from the House that had the opportunity to bring in the legislation from the UAP Disclosure Act and included in the NDAA once again, but not one person brought it in out of 59 reps who were part of it.
Yep, it's an absolute political shame, and this is why when we talk in the back that basically it's got to come down to the executive branch. It's just not going to come from the legislative side.
Yeah, exactly. So if people wonder why I ran off before because Moose went and pounced on the screen door, I had a feeling that Quackers, the female duck who comes up to the door a bunch of times, is coming out for food. And I went out there and was like looking around, and all of a sudden she saw me. She came running for me, so I had to go get her some food, fill up the bowl, put it out there, and take care of my little friend. All right, back to Disclosure. Let's get into Jeremy Corbell now, going ahead and talking about. Let's see that the guy from the. What was his name again, Mike? From the Department of Energy, who had passed away, and Mr. Sullivan, and there's an investigation going on. Let's get to it. Here we go.
The question is this: Matthew Sullivan. Now, I didn't know him personally, but I knew he was going to testify, and that is testifying, and that's why people and the FBI are investigating if his death was suspicious. Because it ain't adding up, all the math. Now, he could have just been PTSD and broken down and scared, but that's not the word on the wash. So I don't have any direct knowledge that I can talk about of that case. But I do know the FBI is looking into it, and there's a congressional letter. And I do mention, if you read between the lines, I didn't know that this could be public. I didn't know this was going to be public. He's one of the two people that I'm talking about when I say, mortal crimes. We don't know. It's a suspicious death. And he was going to testify behind closed doors. He had direct hands-on with the craft. That would be like Lazar, wouldn't it? So, man, they wanted to stop Lazar. They don't want people that would convince everybody out, because now
were you in touch with Matt?
It's a really sad story, and I just know.
Okay.
I was kind of trying to figure that out recently. I get a lot of signal messages, and they delete a lot. And I did get a message from him, and it deleted. And usually I try to be good about keeping those, but it was on a thing. But I never talked with him. I was trying to figure that out because of my memory. But I can show you on my phone what happened.
That's a bummer, man.
It's a bummer because I was hoping maybe he was reaching out because I could take people from embryo, scared. Dylan Borland, you see him in the movie. That audio. He knows I speak always on speakerphone and by my Nest cameras. He knows that. So Dylan Borland, he knew that I was doing that for our own protection. So in the movie, you hear him really scared. And that's way before we knew that we were going to get him standing hand to God and to country and be able to testify. That road is so hard. It takes me 2.5 months sometimes for national security people to vet some of the witnesses that I want to testify to you.
A lot you'll never hear about. You never got to hear Daniel Gockerell. Small story, but I had him on Weaponized after. He saw a triangle. But these badass motherfuckers that worked on the programs, you have to understand, they're so locked down. They're not in there because they're trusted. They're in there because they have legacy, generational trust.
There we go, Mike. More people coming out and talking about the truth as far as what they're seeing and what's going on around them.
Right. But they should also back up these claims with the facts and have the public be aware of what exactly it is that they're talking about, which for some reason they never do. Now, the issue with Matthew Sullivan is that he was an Air Force intelligence officer. He worked in the Department of Energy, the National Security Agency, and on May 12th of 2024, roughly 2 years ago, his death was ruled an accidental overdose by the chief medical examiner in Falls Church, Virginia.
Right.
They did not find any foul play, any evidence that it was a murder, and they closed the case out as just simply an accidental overdose. So as far as the FBI investigating this 2 years after the fact, I would need to see some proof about that. They don't waste manpower and budget time on paying agents to work on something that's already been resolved.
No, they don't, do they?
They do not.
Not even close.
No. There would have to be some concrete evidence supporting foul play with evidence that they could then follow up and pursue. And so far, I'm not aware that there is any.
Yeah, talk about foul play. This is the duck I was talking about. Isn't she cute?
Oh, yeah.
Not this one. Yeah, there you go, my friend. All right. So, yeah, it's a lot of things going on, and it's just a matter of we need evidence to get beyond some of these things that are going on. We've got let's go past this one. I think we should be safe
First,
here. Steven Spielberg, the movie Disclosure Day is out. There's a lot of people who are going out and seeing it at this point. It's getting pretty good results from people saying that they've enjoyed it and everything. Let's see about this little clip that we can go ahead and listen to from. As long as it's not going to show anything from the video, we should be fine. Let's play this little clip to hear Spielberg talking about his movie.
Taking the time to speak to ITV. We are hugely appreciative. Stephen, can I come to you first, if that's okay? I know you've always been fascinated by what's in the sky, potentially beyond the realms of conventional Earth.
Ufology. When it started to become a little more upper echelon, that when the reports weren't just coming from mainstream, daily walk of life people, but it was coming from Air Force pilots, Navy jet fighter pilots. It was coming from the halls of Congress. It was coming from whistleblowers inside our intelligence community in DC. When all of this started to reach a critical mass in 2017, the New York Times came out with a very important story. And because it was the New York Times, and because Helene Cooper and Ralph Blumenthal and Leslie Kean took a byline on the story, three very august writers, that brought the term tic-tac to the world. Some kind of unconventional, something in our skies that was outmaneuvering the state of the art in terms of our own jet technology, outmaneuvering it completely, coming down from 80,000 feet to 1,000 feet in 4 seconds. That's impossible.
That's actually 50 feet, but that's okay. We get the picture.
Possible, but it was happening. And when the mainstream media started taking this seriously, it rekindled in 2017 my interest, which was reflective in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and then E.T. and War of the Worlds. I suddenly...
But didn't he also do Cocoon?
He did.
Yeah. How can he leave Cocoon out of this? Great movie.
To look at this
I like that
in
movie.
a more realistic way, not as science fiction, but as something that was possibly starting to disclose itself.
Okay. So some people who are saying, yes, we lag a little bit. You get some issues watching sometimes. Yes, I do broadcast at many times higher than what you would normally get for broadcast television or feature films on the internet. But if you've got a good data connection, most of the people is going to get a really great, if you want to call it, picture. But if you do get it, I'm sorry. Just go ahead and pause the video for a little bit, tell it to pause, and that little bit of a pause off of live will go ahead and take care of those things. You know, I guess maybe Mike, Cocoon was Ron Howard, not Spielberg. I thought it was Spielberg.
Yeah, so did I. But let's remind the audience that it also has a lot to do
Taking the time
with
to speak to ITV. We are huge.
Yeah.
YouTube servers that we have no control over that also lag.
But I'm also going and encoding with NVEC. Actually, not NVEC. What am I? Well, let me just take a look here. I go into OBS settings, let everybody see that, and I go to output, and I look at what I'm doing for streaming. I am actually going with HEVC, hardware encoder, which is a higher end platform for doing stuff. I'm actually kicking out stuff at 17,000 kilobytes per second. You know, let's take it and put it back to 18,000 where it belongs. Keyframe of 2 seconds.
I don't think it's us.
There we go. Well, when you do something that's higher end and the system doesn't get there, you know what? We try our best, but I also want it to look the best for our live audience that's out there. All right, so let's see what we're getting on to next. All right, so Interstellar is another one. Aliens are from Earth 1 million years in the past. They're the ultra-terrestrial. This was over on Joe Rogan today, I believe. Let's go ahead and play a little clip from this piece. Here we go, folks.
We're having a problem.
Well, that's where things get really weird.
What did she say?
We're having a problem.
Well, that's where things get really weird when people start talking about UAPs and these whatever these beings are, if they are real. Like, are they us? Are they us?
If they are real. Hey, Joe.
From the future that is coming back to make sure that we don't fuck it up and to sort of hold our hand through this experiment and just watch and observe on the outside in case things go horribly wrong, but allow all these mistakes to take place and allow this progression to take place and just wait it out.
I'm a fan of Hal Puthoff's ultra-terrestrial idea, that these are not from the future, they're from the past. They just happen to be way more advanced than we thought.
The past?
Yeah.
Like how far in the past?
1 million years, more, 100,000, something like that. It's because you think about convergent evolution. So when I was at UNLV, one of the places nearby was a ornithology laboratory.
Wait a minute,
birds.
Dr. Lee.
So I went to the museum and I said, "Oh, these are very nice penguins here." And the director said, "Those aren't penguins." "Well, what is that? It looks exactly like a penguin." "No, those are auks." So there's different birds from the North Pole and the South Pole because of convergent evolution were shaped to be like this bird. And so, I mean, they looked absolutely identical to me because I don't know that much about penguins anyway. But I said, "Looks like a penguin." It's not a penguin. It
They
is not.
evolved independently in the
Yes.
No, it's a duck.
And so, why is it that the aliens that we?
That's not a penguin?
No, it's a duck.
No. Probably an
It's a
auk.
mallard duck.
That's crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we had one of those and had a penguin next to each other in the museum, and I thought, well, what is that?
Wow.
So a lot of these aliens that people talk about are basically like humans.
Auks can fly and swim, and they're smaller.
Yeah.
Wow, but they're so similar. Even the color.
Yeah, the color, the shape.
The color is crazy. Like, what is the benefit of the whole thing is very odd.
So why do we have so-called Nordic aliens that look a lot like people in Scandinavia?
Right.
But do you think either come from a planet that is almost exactly Earth?
Mike, are they saying all the white people are aliens, in other words?
Yeah, I think they are. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that shit either.
No, not one bit.
No.
Which is possible, I guess. Or they've already...
That means the Nordics are the ones who are the Aryans that were linked up with the Nazis.
Oh, God.
Don't even tell the Israelis about this shit.
No.
Oh, boy.
No. Bad rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
Been here. They've been here a long, long time. And the same for many of the other aliens that people talk about. They're humanoid. Right. Well, humanoid is shaped for evolution to be in a certain place. Because like we're so well shaped by evolution that we can go outside on an average place, and even though there's only a couple of miles of atmosphere, we're perfectly fine.
Interesting. About how I
Not
can
really.
call that one.
Not very.
No. All right. So we had Chris Cuomo on. Chris Cuomo. Eric Weinstein. I think Chris Cuomo sounds unhinged here. Why? Because he is directly and correctly processing what David Grush is saying. No matter what the resolution is, if you process this correctly, you will sound unstable and unhinged. Let's go ahead and play this clip from Chris Cuomo freaking out, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Show. And I got to ask you something. What the fuck just happened? David Grush has like a Teflon pedigree. He says he knows that the American government understands that we are not alone. Not that they found this piece of equipment, that they don't understand the technology and they don't know where it came from. He actually said that. I put it at the end of my show because I don't even know what to do with it as a headline. But I do know this. Let's say
you only gave Lou less than 4 minutes to talk, and it was at the end of your show because your producers told you to put it there because everyone would watch you to the end of the show. Am I right, Mike?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's like putting the baby supplies or the pet food or the water and the toilet paper and the paper towels in the back corner of Costco. When you walk in, you have all the stuff they want you to buy, but the stuff you really need, you have to walk all the way to the back corner to get it, right?
Right.
That's the same shit we're talking about right now. He took the story and put it to the end of his show and didn't even give his guests enough time to talk.
Right. Kind of like clickbait.
Not clickbait, it's enticement.
Yeah. Wants to lead you down the path to get to where you want to go.
Right. Kind of like Kmart used to have the women's wear right at the front of the store. They could see it in the windows to bring the people in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what to do with it as a headline. But I do know this. Let's say it's not true, right? I mean, that's the only assumption, is that somehow he's wrong. Even though you can't find anyone who knows him that'll say, yeah, he's nuts. Just leave him alone. He's a great guy. He was a great servant, public servant, but yeah, he's lost. Nobody says that. Nobody. So again, all right, so he's wrong.
Come here.
Don't you think that somebody in the U.S. government, when they know how highly pedigreed he is, would come out? Like if he had said, hey, my great-grandfather was the head of the CIA, we killed Kennedy. You don't think that someone would come out and be like, what is he talking about? That's not true. That never happened. But here they say nothing. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre that this guy says this, nobody can knock his credibility, but we don't know what to do with the information. I put it at the end of my show. The anchor after me is like, yeah, that's Prague. We're going to deal with that later. Later? Alien.
That was fucking Leland Vitter who talked with Gonzo afterwards, and they were all saying, I don't believe this shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they don't.
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, he's saying we need
another
bump of this, and I wonder what kind of bump he's talking about. Maybe he needs to bring
it sounds to me, Thomas, like Cuomo believes Grush.
Yeah.
Life? Do I believe it? No, but I can't believe how he's saying this and they're not coming out and countering it either. It's so bizarre.
What's not so bizarre, Mike, because after he made his congressional testimony, right?
Yeah.
The CIA, the Air Force tried to go ahead and bring him in under the Espionage Act as a traitor of the federal government for saying what he said in front of Congress under testimony, right?
Correct.
That's what the schmuck is missing.
Publicly. And it wasn't just that. Representative Tim Burchett at the same press conference also said that he has been in skiffs in private meetings where the government has briefed him and other members of Congress and said that it's real. We're not alone. And they know that for a fact. But when they have mainstream media asking questions, they deny it. We don't know anything about this.
Oh, I've held off on this one too much. I just realized I've got a major portion of the show that I need to bring forward. I need to go to pull this off the side for a second, my messages, Interstellar, and I need to get the link to this one that I gave him. Thank you. Yes, sounds good. Where is this one? No. Here we go. Cross the line. That one, and then I sent him this one.
Paragraph.
Okay. So we had a part we're going to talk about on tonight's show, where we're talking about what tab am I on? Here we go. Priests, Mike, who are coming out and saying crazy stuff about disclosure. We've got another one. We played this late last night's show. Let's go ahead and play this clip so the audience understands what the heck we're talking about. These are the people. This man is the type of person that a lot of people of faith are going to be turning to and listening to for direction on how to deal with disclosure.
Not just disclosure, the Disclosure Day movie is what he's talking about.
Well,
right?
no, not this part. Not this part. I'll get to that one in a bit. Listen to this one.
Just read to you a paragraph from the Catechism of the Catholic Church. In paragraph 355, it says, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. Man occupies a unique place in creation. He is in the image of God in his own nature. He unites the spiritual and material worlds. He is created male and female. God established him in his friendship. Paragraph 356. Of all visible creatures, only man is able to know and love his creator. Okay? Right there. Of all visible creatures, so of all creatures that have corporal form, a body, only man is able to know and love his creator. That
corporal form means 2 eyes, a nose, 2 hands, and 2 feet, right? That's corporal form.
Yep.
Statement alone kind of says that there is no possibility for intelligent life other than...
Okay, we do have intelligent life. It's called our audience. If you're watching the show, you haven't subscribed yet, please go do us a favor. Help us keep this as a positive momentum going forward. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd personally love to have you as a regular here on Disclosure tonight. And if you know what, if you haven't gone and subscribed, please do so. Give us a thumbs up. And Mike, what is our policy if you don't like the show after you subscribed?
Oh, well, the cost, as always, is free, but we will give you a double your money back guarantee if you're not happy.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation. You have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, my friend. Please, we appreciate it. Corporal Abe, welcome, my friend. What say you?
Just left the theater watching Disclosure Day here in Hawaii, and I hope you all get a chance to go and watch it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Amazing.
So you got 2 hours of chase and a half an hour of wow. How did that, right?
I loved it. I loved the whole thing.
Did you see, when you were a kid, did you see Escape, what do you call it? Escape to Witch Mountain from Disney?
Yeah, I did see that. I remember that.
Does it kind of follow that same kind of a feeling to it a bit?
I got a lot of emotions and ranges of feelings that I'm going. I literally just went to the bathroom after watching that. So, I thought it was great. It was a lot going on there. I thought it was a great movie. I'm proud of what Spielberg did.
Did you lose a tear on this?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. What did you say?
Did you lose a tear on this?
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I had a moment there where I was like, man, this is like reminding me of how I felt when I found out about it. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm man enough to say that I had a
You're
little.
the third person. I heard from Gary who saw it, who shed a tear. We have Laura
bit.
in the back who saw it today.
I won't admit how much, but yeah.
And you shed a tear as well. Laura and her husband did as well.
A little bit. I hope people go and watch it and get something out of it.
I can't wait till it shows up on the internet so I can go ahead and get a copy. I can go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I want a copy so I can
theater.
rewatch it. I don't want to pay to watch it again, but I will if I have to. But I think it was worth. I think it was worth it. I might come back and watch it again with another.
Did you
friend.
see it in IMAX?
No, here at the Regal. We kind of wanted to, but they had a later showing, and I wanted to see it immediately. And
You
this
went
was
to the
first
Regal
showing
Beagle, in other words, yeah.
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 This is the first showing on the island, so I think I got to see it before everybody else.
Well, I appreciate you going ahead and sharing it with us. You're literally there in the
I
theater
just wanted
coming
to
out
jump
of
in.
it. What a better way to
I
go
saw when
ahead
you
and
guys
get
went
there.
live. I was in the middle of the movie, so I couldn't wait to get out and give you guys a quick take
you,
on
sir.
my.
Absolutely
I'll catch you guys
wonderful.
later. I'll try and make it to the back chat. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
Later.
There you go. There's an unbiased review from one of our people who was in the back. He's been around for years, Corporal Abe. Just got out of it. You can still see he's literally in the lobby of the theater, and he just saw it. Wonderful. Regal, Coppola. There you go. Perfect.
Coppola, yeah.
Coppola, yeah. Yeah. Wonderful times, my friend. Wonderful times. All right, let's get back to our little priest here.
Man, the angels, and God. I don't know intelligent life. So, of all creatures that have corporal form, a body, only man is able to know and love his creator. That statement alone kind of says that there is no possibility for intelligent life other than man, the angels, and God. I don't know how you could read that any other way. So the church kind of has spoken on this. And it would seem to me very odd that there would be another life form that is intelligent out there that is not even mentioned in the scriptures whatsoever, right? However, there were many times the fallen angels mentioned, and even things they did in the early centuries of life that were diabolical. But anyway, back to...
Oh, you want to talk about the Inquisition and how many thousands, if not millions of people the Catholic Church killed because they did not believe in Jesus? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They committed genocide at one time, didn't they, Mike?
Oh, yes, they did.
Back to this this position that somehow this is going to shake people's faith. So the truth of Christ rests upon who God is, not upon what we discover. You know, our faith is in God and his promises to us.
So your faith is in God, not the words that are written in a book, right? No. They base their faith, Mike, on the writings of man that were written by man in a book but claimed to be from God.
Correct. That's absolutely
It's not
right.
in the world.
100%.
It's not in science. It's not in politics. It's not in the president of the United States even. Trump is not the savior.
So what if there's a God of Earth that created everything on Earth, but all these other planets, there's other gods that are there as well?
It's a good question.
Not that, they don't say God created all this different stuff. He talked about things on Earth, but he didn't talk about everything in the whole universe, which is a lot much bigger than we realized many years ago.
No president who is a savior in the way that Jesus came to rescue mankind. So the modern world often suffers from a crisis of perspective, okay? For centuries, humanity believed the earth was the center of the universe. And then
No. The church believed and projected that the earth was the center of the universe, right? It wasn't man. It was the church that upheld this doctrine, right?
Right.
And if people went against that doctrine, what happened to them?
Oh, they were killed.
Bingo.
Astronomy revealed a vast cosmos, and some feared faith would collapse, but it did not. Then evolution challenged previous assumptions about biological development. Again, many predicted the end of Christianity, yet the church remained just fine.
Let's leave that out there. Let's get to where he talks about this guy's a whack job to an nth degree. Let's get to it. In this post coming from Interstellar, where he talks about the movie of Disclosure Day has been cursed by demons.
Oh,
and
God.
anyone who goes to watch it, Mike, is going to be brought into that horrible sphere. Let's get into it.
The movie itself, I'm not saying this is what was done, but this could be done. The movie could be consecrated to Satan and demons.
What?
Oh my God.
The movie could be consecrated to Satan, which means anybody who's going to go and watch this, and he's going to take this back to like when we have in the late 70s, early 80s, when they were going ahead and demonizing Dungeons and Dragons and all the different rock bands, Daryl. You remember that, don't you? And they went against everything that was going on, and they wanted to go ahead and damn everybody to hell and burn all the books and record albums and all that shit. Yeah.
But this could be done. The movie could be consecrated to Satan, and demons can be attached to the movie. This used to happen with heavy metal bands. Big rock bands would consecrate their albums to Satan, and even have black masses to attach demons to the people who would listen to the music. That I learned from Father John Carapi, who used to be, multimillionaire in L.A. and was invited to some of these things. So he saw it firsthand witness. But they could do that with a movie. That demons would attach, demons of unbelief, demons of fear, demons of terror would attach to people and shake their faith. So that might be one reason to not go to the movie. I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying that could be done. They could put a curse over the film that all who watch it would be have demons provoke them. It could happen. We don't know if it did, but it could.
Are there examples of this in the past that have happened? Okay. That you could go ahead and show to us and give us proof on that? No.
Okay. So when a new discovery appears to challenge the assumptions of a culture, it's possible that the worldview begins to crumble. But the Catholic should never be in danger of that, because Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away.
Oh, you mean the words written by somebody else besides Jesus? Yes. It's a cyclical thing that kind of feeds on itself, along with the donations they require in tithing. Edwin, your hand is up. You're back. Thank you.
Well, I think what we're dealing with here is you guys know, all of us here in this room that have been looking into this topic for many years, there's a learning curve involved. And I think what we're dealing with is there's a large segment of the populace that have never spent any time looking into this. So a lot of these talking heads, and I think it's important that you're playing this because we need to know what people are saying. So I appreciate that. But we're going to have to listen to a lot of talking heads on TV that have just started, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, just starting thinking about this. And there's going to be a lot of uninformed commentary.
So there's going to be a lot of debating against the schmucks who are trying to come in and monetize off this and to try and turn their flocks from an uneducated view of things, right?
Yes. There's a lot of people that have never looked into it. And so we're kind of stuck in this feedback loop in our field, but a lot of people are just now starting. So the last thing I want to say is my heart goes out to a lot of these religious people, like priests and stuff. I actually truly feel sorry for them, because it doesn't mean that their beliefs their entire life are going to be completely wrong. They're just going to have to make some kind of adjustment.
Did you say sorry?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Hold on.
These are good people.
You'll be sorry
Yeah.
They're good people. They just, you know, they're going to have, it's going to be really hard for them if we get disclosure and they find out that they're going to have to make a major adjustment on their belief system, especially
That's
when
okay, but they're going to have to deal with stuff like this.
Oh, wait. Here comes another one. Quick, give me your lighter.
So I'm waiting to see when Judge Judy or Geraldo Rivera makes a comment about this.
Geraldo Rivera, fuck him. He died a long time ago when he tried to bring out El Capone's vaults under the city of Chicago, and he's never been the same since.
Anyway,
I'd rather bring back Jerry Springer from his retirement. We love Jerry. Jerry.
But you know what I mean? I appreciate you playing these because we need to know what people are thinking and talking about. But if disclosure comes, there's going to be a lot of uninformed commentary that we're going to have to just
Well, no disclosure is here, my friend. We are in the age of disclosure. I hate to say it. You know, that's just such a comedic thing at this point. But the reality is that's where we're at right now.
Well, one thing that we'll hear often is, well, they can't get here from there. It's too far.
Oh, no, that's just bullshit. They never watched Stargate, did they? They may have been here for millions of years before humans ever showed up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of, you know, for every asshole that talks, there's an excuse for what's going on.
Well, they're just uninformed, and that's not their fault. It's not their fault if they're uninformed. They've been withheld. The truth has been hidden.
But it is their fault if they're going ahead and communicating to everybody else because they're listening to idiots.
But can I just say that if this movie didn't come out and if Thomas and Mike's show wasn't here and other shows, everybody wasn't out here doing this, you know, it would be 10,000 times worse, or we just wouldn't know anything at all. And I think that we're at like a big step in humanity and our level of growing up as a species because of this movie and because of people like David Grush, all the whistleblowers, Lou, everybody like that. So I think there's still a lot of people out there that don't know, but we've taken a big step, and this movie's a part of that big step. It's my 2 cents.
I can't believe this is real or not. There's someone said whose penis and nose and switched in some kind of surgical disaster. Oh, it's got to be fake. Oh my God, what the hell?
I'm understanding.
Into? You know what we need from this one? Yeah, we need it. Where's that at? Let's get to it. What the hell? No. Gotta be here somewhere. God, where did it go?
Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals.
Oh my God. Have you seen the shit coming out from George Tsoukalos lately? He's been like going off completely on the shit that Grush has been saying that he's a total idiot. He doesn't believe the stuff that's happening. This is the man with the fucking, you know, the deal with the freaking hairspray companies for his hair.
Yeah.
All right, saw that one. We got that one. Anything else that's new? This is for you. Let me get back to anything else we haven't covered yet. No, maybe, may not. Let's see if there's no. Let's get the bookmarks. I think we've covered about everything tonight, Mike.
We have.
We got Bigfoot. We got that stuff. We got the alien. We got Schmuck Schumer. Carl Nell, forget him. We got that stuff. What's happening in the United Kingdom. We got recapping. We got the stuff coming out of Burleson. We got the Cuomo freaking out. We've got, okay, so this is a stabilized footage of a known Hungary UFO that, you know, that reveals 3 distinct objects in one. Biggest problem with this, Mike, as they're watching and as they're zooming in, if you notice what's going on with the craft, we're not missing any frames. It's not skipping along as we're seeing it, right?
Right.
Which means the speed of the craft is not what we would expect coming from a non-human intelligence craft, which means we have another fake video, don't we?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Because even at 240 frames a second, you see them skipping from place to place to place to place. And this is a video at 60 frames a second, and it's smoothly moving along and going about its stuff. So if you see videos like this, friends, where it's going and moving along and everything is all nice and smooth as it's moving, and that's what they capture, you're looking at a fucking fake, 100%. Because we're not looking at something that's moving beyond the frame rate. This is shot at 60 frames a second, and it's moving smoothly, which is not what a non-human craft would do.
Right.
Oh, this is the one I wanted to bring up, but I didn't yet. And I wish I would have brought it up sooner. We have CBS News actually had a bunch of surveys out there with regards to the belief and UFOs and everything that's out there. Let's get to it. Is there intelligent life on other planets? 63% of the audience said yes. 37% of the audience said no. Will you have contact with intelligent life from other planets? 21% said we already have. 46% said in the future. 33% said never. If we look at percentage of believers there is intelligent life on other planets, 63% said now. 66% said we learned that in sorry audience, I have to go ahead and kill the chat on this one. All right, 2021, and it goes back in years. How would you feel about meeting beings from other planets? 67% said I'm curious. 47% said I'm nervous. 32% said I'm excited. 31% I'm scared. 21% said I'm vulnerable, and 14% said I'm calm. Have you ever seen what you thought was a UFO? 17% said yes. 83% said no. So what are they? What are UFOs? 51% said might be alien spacecrafts. 49% said always natural or human activities. So we've got the point where people are saying is, what are you seeing? More than 50% of the audience is saying they might be alien spacecrafts. All right. Who are UFOs? Among those who believe in intelligence life on other planets, 72% said they might be alien spacecrafts. 28% said natural or human activity. Recent government UFO videos make you more likely to believe aliens visited Earth. 40% saying I've seen the videos. 29% total. Less likely to believe aliens visited Earth. 14%, or from 17% of people who have seen the videos. No impact. 57% is saying no impact, including 43% of those who have seen the videos. On UFOs, they think the U.S. government didn't. They think the U.S. government, 84%, knows more than it's telling, whereas 16% has told everything it knows. In other words, they believe the government is covering this up. You know, Mike, I don't think I've seen statistics like this in the past.
No, we haven't.
But it shows that more people than not believe, Mike, we are being visited at this point, and the crafts that are being seen are from a non-human intelligence and not from foreign adversaries.
Yeah, well, obviously they can handle the truth, it seems like, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think our audience on that, my friend, can handle the truth.
Yeah, they can. They absolutely can.
Along those notes, I'm going to go ahead and thank everybody for coming out to this episode of Disclosure tonight. More importantly, I want to go ahead and thank our participants who are fan funding. I want to thank everybody who came out tonight and gave us some super chats. Who am I talking about? Let me go ahead and bring this list up and thank everybody accordingly, starting off Faze Will, What's up, chat? There we go. $20. Thank you very much. Gizmo. Appreciate it. Eric Woodhouse. Stephen Mateo. FaZe Will again. He's still in the back. Thank you, FaZe Will. Banana Bowie. And that's everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a great week. It's been a great month. Can't we see where Disclosure is going to go? But you know what? Tomorrow will tell. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Mike, thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. It was a great show, good conversation. I think we covered a lot of things for today.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you for doing this. It was fun.
I want to thank also Alice. Thanks for coming out and your questions. All right, let's get to Daryl. Appreciate you coming out, my friend. And Sweaty Nerd, thanks for the comments. I appreciate it. Need to unmute yourself. Always, people can see you. Say something. It's a space. There you go.
No problem.
Thank you, my friend. And as we usually say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. But
go back to Party City where you belong.
Hey, absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. Good night, everybody. See you later. Take care now. Bye-bye.